Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to talk about gold. Now this is a little bit of a different type of video for me because I usually do silver videos because I'm such a big believer in silver. In fact, I haven't bought gold for my personal stack in well over a year. But I thought I would give gold its time in the sun because it's earned it. As I film this today, gold sits at $2,474 per ounce, according to the Kitco Ask gold price. Why is that important? Well, that is an all-time high closing price for gold. It has never been higher in US dollars. But we're going to talk about gold, how it's going to perform in relation to silver, in my opinion, and we'll showcase some of the things we have down here on the tray as well. So we've got a lot to talk about with this yellow metal. Be sure to stick around. Hey everyone, as I said in the intro, this is going to be a little bit trickier video for me to put out because I am not anti-gold. I'm just not real pro-gold at the moment because gold is priced very high still in relationship to silver. One thing I pay attention to, and I've spoke about it ad nauseum, is the gold to silver ratio. And what that is exactly, it's the spot price of gold divided by the spot price of silver. And as I film this, it sits at about 89 to 1. So even though gold, as I said in the intro, closed at an all-time high in US dollars, I'm still not going to buy gold, but that's just me. Having said that, there's a lot of people buying gold. In fact, we sold a fair amount of gold in the shop today, even though we had a little bit quieter day traffic-wise. Dollar-wise, we sold more gold than silver. So kind of an outlier, but there again, once gold gets near these all-time and sets these all-time high prices in US dollars, gold tends to get in the news. And people are creatures of habit. They'll watch the news cycles, they'll hear about gold, they'll hear it spoken about, they'll read about it in articles, they'll see videos about it, and pretty soon they're thinking, God, I better go out and buy some gold. Well, as I caution you, if you're just now thinking about purchasing gold, history will tell us if it's a good time or a bad time, but I would wait. But that's just me personally. If you have money you're looking to invest in precious metal, I would put it in silver right now because I said that ratio sits at 88 to 1, meaning it takes 88 ounces of silver at spot to purchase 1 ounce of gold. Now what I have here is a 1 ounce American Gold Eagle. It's kind of slid around in the package, so it's at a 90-degree angle from how I have it written here. But what this is, it's a 2023, has a face value of 50 US dollars. It's 1 ounce of fine gold. Now these are actually by composition, I gotta remember here, 91.7% pure, which makes them 22 karat gold. Okay, so it's not a 24 karat pure gold coin like this US Gold Buffalo, but these two coins here have identical amounts of pure gold. You notice the difference in color here? That's because this one isn't entirely pure. It does have some silver and copper mixed in, but they have equal amounts of gold. So if you were to weigh these two coins individually, the Gold Eagle would weigh more because of the additional metal. But these have equal amounts of pure gold inside. So far and away, lately, the most popular, well, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say far and away the most popular gold in the shop is the American Gold Eagle, and it honestly is based on numbers. I sell more of these than anything else. And if I get people that want to purchase large amounts, like a tube of 20 or 100, usually they're going for American Gold Eagles. On the other hand, as quickly as I get Gold Buffaloes in the shop, they sell. So Gold Buffaloes remain very popular as well. And I think part of that is in my shop I charge the same price, the same premium, where in fact my wholesale cost on a Gold Buffalo is actually a little bit higher than a Gold Eagle, but I do charge the same. So, but these are two examples of 1 ounce gold coins that you can buy. These are the two 1 ounce gold coins produced by our US Mint, and they're probably two of the most recognized gold coins around the world. Some others that are highly recognizable worldwide are the South African Krugerrand, the Canadian Maple Leaf. Now look at the color difference in these two. Now the Krugerrand is 90% gold, 10% copper, whereas this Maple Leaf, this is a little bit of an older one. You notice it has the young queen on it, it's 1982. This is 3/9 pure gold, where this is 90% gold, but much like the American Gold Eagle, and I'll kind of put them in here And you can see the different colors. All three of these coins have identical amounts of gold, which is 1 troy ounce of 3/9 pure gold. So you're buying it for the gold. Sure, you get some free copper arguably in here. You get some free copper and silver here. So it really just becomes a beauty contest and a preference on your part, which you prefer. I will note too that typically these two coins, along with Austria, Great Britain, what else? Australia, those will have lower premiums than the American, usually by as much as 1%. And at almost $2,500 an ounce gold, you can buy these type of 1 ounce gold coins for 25 bucks less, approximately on average. So food for thought. But for me personally, and the preference of customers in my shop, it's the American gold by far that sells the best, even though with a little bit higher premium. So getting back to what I said about the ratios, I think it's important to pay attention to it. And I've talked about this a lot. Sorry if I'm repeating myself, but there's a lot of people that are watching this video of mine for the first time and they've never heard me talk about the gold to silver ratio. But trust me, you'll want to hear this. It's very important because the gold to silver ratio shows us how the two metals are valued to each other. And as I said in the example, 1 ounce of gold is worth about 88 ounces of silver right now based on the spot price. You just take spot price of gold divided by spot price of silver. Now, historically, depending on how far back you go or how short of a distance you look backwards, there was many opportunities where gold to silver ratio was higher, and there were many opportunities where gold to silver ratio was lower. There was a time where the gold to silver ratio got to like 120 to 1, meaning it took 120 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold. At that point, boy, I hope you were buying silver, because silver was way undervalued in relation to gold during that moment. On the flip side, when the gold to silver ratio lessens, meaning that number shrinks, the difference in price between the two shrinks. So let's say it gets to 50 to 1, and now it takes 50 ounces of silver to buy an ounce of gold. To me, that signals, gold isn't overvalued anymore in relation to silver. In fact, it could be the other way around. If it gets to 50 to 1, you better believe it, I'm buying gold. Gold has been used since ancient times as money. So it's always been recognized as being something that has a store of value. So I think the fact that gold is at an all-time high in US dollars right now, that's something to celebrate. If you're holding on to gold, drop it down in the comments. What did you purchase your gold at? For the gold that I have in my stack right now, I believe my average price on it is about $1,400 an ounce. So I'm pretty happy. But there again, I haven't bought gold in quite a long time. So, had I been buying it on the way up, my average price would be a little higher, but I'd also have quite a bit more. So, but believe me, I haven't given up on silver. That's still my number one go-to. But in terms of gold, there's so many different options. Some people think that gold is out of reach for the average person with a modest budget, but that really isn't true. Some examples I have on the tray here, like this itty bitty, get it into focus here, this itty bitty 1 gram gold bar. That can be purchased today in my shop for $94. I'm selling 1 gram gold bars for $94. But quite honestly, if you're gonna buy a gram, you probably wanna buy one on a card, an assay card. Much better resale value for you. And it's not as easy to lose as having this little, which I can't even pick up now, this little loose tiny one like this. So these are actually the same amounts of gold. It's just the one on the card is quite a bit thinner. So, but yeah, $94 per gram. Now, if you do the math quick, $94 per gram times 31.1, that gets you over $2,700 an ounce for gold if you were to buy 31.1 of these pieces. So it's not the most cost-effective way to stack gold by any means, but it gets you an entry-level piece of gold at a modest price. Next size up from there, typically, there are other sizes, but these are kind of the typical sizes. I'll just put a few on my hand here. What else do I got? So these are 1/10 ounce gold. Now you'll notice the colors again. Notice the 3 in capsules. Those are all at least 3/9 pure gold, where the one not in the capsules, an American Gold Eagle, has a little bit more of an orangey color because it does have that copper and silver mixed in, making it just 22 karat gold. but these have identical amounts of pure gold inside. And in fact, this American one, much like the 1 ounce size, is going to cost a little bit more than the ones from these other countries, just because of higher wholesale cost. So, but just to give a rough ballpark, I didn't do the math ahead of time. These are available right now for around $275 for a 1/10 ounce of gold. So it's a little bit cheaper per ounce than buying a gram. And then of course, the bigger you go, the rates tend to get better. What else do I have? Do I have a 1/2 ounce? Yeah, here's a 1/2 ounce American Gold Eagle. I should do a 1/4 ounce first. Here's a 1/4 and a 1/2 ounce American Gold Eagle. So, you know, the typical premium you pay above spot price per ounce is gonna shrink. You know, if you go from, wish I would have planned this out a little better, my apologies here. If you go from a 1/10 ounce, okay, to a 1/4 ounce, you know, 1/10 ounce you're gonna pay, let's just ballpark numbers, 13% over spot price per ounce for a 1/10 ounce Gold Eagle. For a 1/4 ounce, you're gonna pay around 11% over spot per ounce. For a 1/2 ounce, you know, maybe today you'll pay about 8% over spot per ounce. And for a 1 ounce, in my shop, you're gonna pay 4.25% over spot price for a 1 ounce American Gold Eagle. So the bigger you go in size, the less you're gonna pay per ounce. So if your budget only allows you to buy a 1/10 ounce gold, I think that's okay if you wanna own gold. But ideally, you'd want to save up for at least a 1 ounce piece. But the nice thing about smaller fractional pieces is if that time comes where you need to liquidate or you choose to liquidate, hopefully for a profit, right everybody? Hopefully for a profit, you can sell smaller pieces of your gold. You know, let's say you own 6 of these, 6 1/2 ounce, that would be 3 ounces of gold. Well, you could just sell 1 and still have 2.5 ounces. If you had your 3 ounces of gold in 1 ounce pieces and had to sell 1, well, kiss that whole ounce goodbye, and now you turn it into fiat currency. So there are advantages to gold, no doubt. And like I said, I'm not anti-gold by any means. It's just hasn't been the metal for me lately based on ratios. But let me know what you think. Do you pay attention to the gold and silver ratios? I do pretty much on a daily basis because I've been able to make some beneficial swaps in my own personal stack between the two metals where I have gained metal at no cost to me just by holding on to specific metals and purchasing specific metals based on where the ratios are at. And where they're at today, even though gold is going to be in the news, folks, because it's at an all-time high in US dollars and its daily closing price, I'm still buying silver. But that's just me. But let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't considered, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're working hard to grow our channel. We're near 11,000 subscribers now. Our next goal is 20,000 that we're hoping to get to within the next 6 months or so. And if you can help with that, that would be great. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Feel free to like the video, drop a comment, and feel free to share as well. The more information we can get out to the masses benefits everybody. This is an education first channel, and I want to get education out to the public so they can understand and feel confident when purchasing and trading and selling their precious metals. But I appreciate you all tuning in. Thanks so much. You all have a great day.